Um, we left off on.
How did I come to the field?
Right.
When I was 6 years old, I was in the hospital. I had kidney failure, and I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and then went home and was basically bedridden for another 3 weeks. Um, it was at that point I determined I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to work with children. Um, I had two nurses, Mary and Joyce, were the primary nurses I had, and they really attended to me. They actually would have me come and down to other bedrooms or rooms, whatever, and talk to the new pediatric patients and help them feel more at ease and comfortable about what was going on. So it basically I became an ambassador for the wing, and really decided I really like that. I like working with kids. I like being there for them. If when I went to college I would have realized that there was such a thing as I forgot the name of it, but the position where you work with young children in the hospital.
Child life.
Yeah, child life specialist. If I'd have realized there was that job, I probably would have gone that route, but I didn't, and so this is the route that I went, and I'm very pleased with it. I really do enjoy it.
Good. How did you answered that, your experience in education qualify you that you answered that. What do you see as pluses and minuses for this position?
Plus is getting to work with young children. I don't mean to be conceited, but I do feel like I was given a gift by God to work with young children, and so I really enjoy using that gift that I was bestowed with. Minuses, the being in administration, you don't have as much opportunity to be one-on-one with the children. I get to play the role of a grandparent every once in a while and go into the classroom and rile up the kids, and then as I'm walking out, tell the teacher, "Hey, you need to calm these guys down." But I really try to be in the classroom as much as I can. I try to be a part of the children, their lives and what's going on, and support the teachers in supporting them. But the minus I would see is being in the administrative role. It limits the time that can be spent in the classroom.
Makes sense. Can I get an example of like a high pressure situation for your job?
Three of them that I can think of off the top of my head. One would be the budget. It's just always high pressure, developing it, creating it, submitting it. Another one is dealing with parents that are upset for one reason or another. I had one recently that came in. His daughter had been stung by ants. Some other children had been stung by ants, and pretty much he entered my office and demanded to know when the exterminator was coming. We have the exterminator that comes the second Tuesday of the month, and that was like it was on a Friday, and I said, actually coming on Tuesday. And so that helped, but he was not pleased, which I understand. So dealing with upset parents, that is an example of a little thing. I've had parents in here because their child has been bit multiple times, and trying to explain to them this is a toddler and that's how toddlers communicate, and the term I've coined in that is that it's developmentally appropriate, socially unacceptable. And parents, when I explain that, they kind of go, "Oh, okay," and they really can get behind that. And to let them know, we don't just let the children randomly go and be a piranha and bite people.
Right.
We have plans, and we're working plans to prevent it and try to keep all the children safe. And then the other one I can think of is the dealing with staff that basically a disciplinary issue that they're not doing their job, and I have to haul them in and talk to them about them not doing their job. The concept that I have is that we interview, and it's a tedious interview process. We want to hire people that we really believe that can succeed in the position, and try to not hire people that we don't believe that will. And I try to, as much as I can, give as much liberty as I feel that I can, so that someone can, do the job that we've asked for them to do. If they're not, then I get pretty frustrated because my thinking is, you're an adult, this is what I've asked you to do, this is what I expect you to do, and you're not doing it. We need to have a conversation. And I don't like that. My supervisor's expectation is if they ask me to do something, it gets done.
Right.
So I have that same expectation, and so when it doesn't, I'm very frustrated and disappointed.
That makes sense. Is your program developmentally based or academic based?
Developmentally based.
And why did you choose developmentally?
Just the way when I started going to school, it made sense to me. The way I describe it to parents is, you're familiar with the bell curve,
Mm-hmm.
and explain that most people fall in the middle of the bell curve. My sister, she graduated with her master's degree from TWU in chemistry. I don't think she ever had to study. That's how it was when she was going through school, in elementary and middle school, high school. She's just very intelligent. So the teachers pretty much, you can figure this out on your own. I was on the back end of the bell curve, and teachers would look at me and say, dude, I don't even know what to do with you. What we do is we snap the bell curve straight, call it a continuum of learning, and plot where each child lands upon that continuum, and then plan activities to help them move to the next developmental plateau. So it doesn't matter if you're in this classroom and you're at the back end or you're in the front end, we are creating activities to support your learning where you are at that moment. I graduated high school on a technicality. Literally, the teacher did not tell my mother halfway through the last 6 weeks that I was failing biology. So she chewed out the principal, who chewed out the teacher, and told the teacher, give this kid something to do so he can graduate. So I got to walk the stage on a technicality. I graduated college from TWU magna cum laude. I learned how I learned. No one ever took the time to teach me and show me how I learned. And so to me, that's part of the developmentally appropriate process. Let's help them figure out how they learn, and that's important to me.
What role does discipline play as far as for the children?
What we try to use is redirection primarily. If a child is throwing blocks, we try to set up the rules up front so everybody knows that blocks are for building. And child's throwing blocks, trying to remind them, hey, blocks are for building, blocks are for throwing. So we'll talk about that. If it's an issue, then we'll come up to and say, okay, we've already discussed it, so that I can ensure the other children are safe from the blocks that are flying. I'm going to need you to choose another center. That way I know that the blocks won't be thrown. Typically they will have a meltdown, but I won't throw them anymore. That's great. You can show me that tomorrow, or you can show me that this afternoon, but right now I need you to choose another center. You can choose from, and I'll even help them find another center to go. So I'm not having hard feelings against them, but for the safety of the other children, I need to redirect that behavior. We will discuss what is appropriate behavior. Blocks are for building, balls are for throwing. You can throw balls outside. We can build with the blocks inside. Sometimes we even take them outside and you can build